host out of the SEC. They match up with Northern Iowa, the Panthers out of the Missouri.
In the first round game in the WBIT once again. Excited to get this one underway here from Exactech Arena. Off we go as the Panthers win the opening tap. Game over, 500 overall. The Gators a game under at 16-17. The records are in reverse. Northern Iowa 17-16. They had a big win early in the year against Iowa State on their home floor. It was a top 10 team at the time. Wettering gives it up into the corner. There's McDermott, an early look at the big-time score. McDermott averaging 18.5 points per game, the native of Johnston, Iowa. Take a look at Florida's starting five, the same for a 22nd consecutive game as Goebel has the big-time swat. We've seen that all year from Riley Goebel. Here's Emerson Green for an offense that averages just over 74 points per game. They lost in the quarterfinals to Belmont. It was an 18-point loss and was one of their worst offensive outputs of the season. Scored just 46 points. That's something they don't do often. Turn the ball over. McGill crafty in transit.
McGill showing her athleticism, get quick turnovers.
You see the UNI starting five. McDermott is the star. Kaba Lauby is a marksman from deep. You have a handful of fifth-year seniors on this roster. A lot of veteran experience. Dyseko has the takeaway, streams to the cup. 4-0 start here for the orange and blue. This is about 13 times a game. Is the best in their conference this year.
And that's what I'm a little surprised with right now. They just need to calm down a little bit, run through their offense. They're a very good half-court offense team, as you see right there. Their ability to kind of pick and roll, get to the basket, and finish at the rim.
Goebel has the bucket on the other end, a familiar.
Yes, they've got to get back, and they've got to try to push her off the line just like that.
One thing the Gators can't do tonight is go under screens on Maya McDermott. They did there in one of the opening trips here in the opening quarter.
Maya McDermott will make you pay if you go under screens.
Reynolds gets bailed out with a whistle. That'll go on Shatia Wettering, the former Iowa Hawkeye. Up and down we go here, early minutes of the first.
And that's the pace that Florida wants to play with. I think they want to push it in transition. They want to get it off the rim. They want to get it out of the basket. They want to go up the floor when they can and get those easy buckets.
Layla Reynolds, nice finish to the conference tournament for her. Was in double figures against LSU. Much improved in this area at the free throw line. It was one of the big points of emphasis her sophomore year. Brittany, let's take a look at your keys to the game tonight.
Yeah, I think they're going to be really important for both these teams. Northern Iowa, they want to force live ball turnovers. They want to get it out, not allow Florida to get back in transition and defend the paint. They've got to defend shakeout. It's a must for them, whether that's on the offensive or the defensive end. And then rebound the ball and go. Get it off the rim just like this and push it up the floor, because that's how you control the pace of the game.
Reynolds plays that primary on the break for McGill. Backs in on Emerson Green. Little righty flip. Loose ball on a foul about 75 feet away from the rim. It's Liv McGill who fouls Emerson Green. A couple of early subs, one on each side. Kenza Salguez comes in for the Gators. Elise Yeager on for the first time, who's seen some more run after the injury to Grace Buffelli, a fifth-year forward for UNI that was a huge part of this team in the front court. Was a first-team All-Missouri Valley performer that they did not have going into the third game of the year. Tore ACL against Ball State.
You see high on-ball pressure from Florida. They want to try to turn McDermott over. They do that, and then out in transition. Nice and one from Layla Reynolds. She's someone they would like to really get going early in this game, and she's been aggressive offensively for them, especially down the stretch of this last part of the season. Just see great on-ball defense, pressure high. They're trying to set an on-ball screen to kind of release that pressure, but just pushes her back too much and is able to take the ball right out of her hands.
Big leap for Layla Reynolds this year. About 10.5 points per game. The second McDonald's All-American in program history. 3 total on this roster. 1 getting set to come in at the table. Miara O'Neal. Good start for the orange and blue. That was not the case last year in this tournament. Warren, another steal for the Gators and a lay-in. 8-point edge. And Tanya Warren wants to call a timeout after the Jariah Warren lay-in. After Warren earlier today at shoot-around, the biggest key was limit turnovers. And we have to be the aggressor out of the start. Well, it's been flip-flopped here.
Yeah, Florida's done a really good job of being that defensive aggressor, not allowing them to run their offense the way that they've wanted to.
Who do they look to here on this trip? Here's a fifth year, and Emerson Green just lost it out of bounds. McGill on the defense.
And that's the thing you have with UNI. You have a lot of veteran leadership. You've got a lot of players that have not just playing their fifth year, but they've played together for that long, which is really rare now in college basketball. So expect them to gather themselves back up. It starts from the defensive end, where they're going to throw a lot of different defenses at this Florida team. So it'll be interesting to see how many times they switch that up, going man right now.
Reynolds on the ISO attack. Nice strip from Taryn Wharton on the floor for the first time. Predominantly a 5-out offense, but it went right into the hands of O'Neal. Yeager threw it away. Salga stop and start, bumps to the baseline, feathers it a little bit too long. Wharton runs that point. McDermott will play the off guard here. Long three, Laube, but that is her range. She's elite, 46% from deep, third best in the country. McGill, so talented off the dribble.
It's her ability to just change of direction. She even kind of lost the ball a little bit, but she picks it up, has that long stride to the basket. Really athletic.
Gators have scored the last 9. In that 5-out look, McDermott, leading scorer, a little step back. Long 2, Reynolds out.
Created just enough space to get that off. She's a scorer. Expect her to look to get the ball up. She knows her team needs her to score in this game, down 10.
Warren corkscrews in, got blocked. To that point for McDermott, she dropped 37 in that win against Iowa State, dropped 30 against Iowa. When the competition ramps up, number 0 in black seems to be at her best, and they're going to need her already a 10-point deficit.
And expect that to step up. I mean, they're seniors. They don't want this to be their last game, so they're going to come out and they're going to continue to fight, and they are scorers. You just alluded to the way in which she can put up numbers, and she can put up big numbers against big competition.
Second leading scorer in the history of the UNI.
Seniors don't want it to be their last game. And so on either team, it's always hard to see one team lose, because some seniors are going home and playing for the last time.
Well, there's the length again. It's Warren with another steal. Cruises in. McGill, the trailer. Hits all Florida here at home in round 1 of the WBIT.
Defense into offense. That's how you get going, and that's how Florida has started this game, and they're continuing to ramp it up, not letting up at all on the defensive end.
Laube, quick hoist, and got fouled. McGill not giving Laube any airspace.
You can see Florida getting up on the ball pressure, hands up high, gets the tip, tips it to herself, and then she's able to push it down. Eye vision, court vision, sees McGill for an easy 2. But on the flip side, defensively, McGill picking up her second foul, running out on a 3-point shooter.
Yeah, so McGill will come out.
Yeah, 3 shots, but that's McGill's, I believe that's her second foul. He had 1 in the backcourt early on.
Cable Laube, second team All-Missouri Valley, has hit the most threes in the history of the Panther program.
And the Panthers are going to shoot threes. Florida has to know that. In a game, especially when they're down, they're going to let it fly from deep. So got to go out more controlled, not send them to the foul line.
I mentioned 46% from deep. She had 10 made threes against Pitt. 10 of 15. What was a 34-point performance? Meanwhile, Warren might have gotten away with a travel. Lex Gassett comes on for the first time, number 3 in white. Comfortable range for Reynolds, a line drive short. Here comes Wharton, shot out of a cannon. Into traffic. Oh, a circus shot just rolls off, with 2 coming up.
Wharton with the ability to kind of go straight down the heart of the Gators defense. There were multiple players on her, and they tried to collapse on her. She's not afraid to take it into the heart of the defense, into the trees, and she gets fouled and finishes. Just right down the middle, right down the gut, coming over. Easy call for the refs. And I really like that strong attack, not afraid at all.
Got Jariah Warren on her first. Wharton from Nebraska. 6 times in double figures in conference play. Key to her is they need her to hit open shots and gel well with Maya McDermott on the floor, whether it's her playing the point and McDermott playing the off guard or vice versa. Meanwhile, McDermott and Laube, 2 of the 5th-year seniors, come out here for UNI.
And they're going to show a little token pressure. Right now in a 1-2-2. Expect them to throw some traps at Florida at times. They're going to really try to confuse them defensively. Getting in the passing lane and a turnover right away. Florida a little lazy with their passes.
Gassett gets it right back on the stuff. Reynolds around pressure. Jump give Gassett. That's her range for the mid-range. No. We've seen the multiple defensive looks that we'll probably see tonight here from UNI consistently. It's Green in transit, can't hit. 1 of 4 beginning from the arc here for the Panthers. Post touch for Kyle. It's Gassett again. Gassett goes to work, feels out the defender, a little lefty flip, got the English.
That's a nice move by Lex Gassett because they're trying to double Shea Kyle down low. We saw the quick double come, she gets it out of her hands. Somebody else is going to have to be ready to score quickly, and Lex Gassett does that for Florida.
Meanwhile, UNI's not had a field goal in nearly half the quarter's time. Pass into the post and another turnover. It's Green who gave it up. Dyseko stop and pop. Straight but a tad strong. Possessions seem to be growing in importance here for the Panthers. They need points, they need them quick with that length for the Gators on display again. Shea with the swat.
Offensively for Florida, you see they get the ball to Lex Gassett on that baseline. A nice spin move. The double was trying to come, but they knew they couldn't come off Shea Kyle because that's going to be an easy dump down. Lex goes ahead and takes it all the way in, and then on the defensive end, Shea Kyle says, not tonight, not in my house.
Kaylin James got it denied. Gators are ready with 2 swats. Oh, McDermott just threw it off to Dyseko on the entry.
I like that UNI, they're not afraid to take it inside. They get it blocked, it goes out of bounds, they get it underneath.
Wettering trying to go into those tall bodies, floats it in.
For another attempt, a little almost hook shot, which is kind of what you have to do when you're playing undersized because that
3% from deep. Dyseko whirling Dervish in the lane. That forces a tie-up. Stays with the Gators here in half court.
You can see that the Panthers at any point are almost going into double team. They're just coming off their man to try to get a tip on the ball, to get a hands on the ball, to try to get some sort of turnover.
Yeah, they were working on that shoot around, doubling down underneath.
And whether that's in the post or you can see it on a drive to the basket, they want to protect that paint area at all costs.
Early minutes here for Paige Clausen, number 22 in white. Gassett, familiar move for her. Ball swatted out of play. We'll head to UNI. And also the issue for the Panthers in their quarterfinal game against Belmont, they had 2 really bad quarters. They had a 6-point second and a 6-point fourth. And so far, not so good here in the first quarter. A slow start.
Offensively, only 3 of 10 from the field right now, but what's really hurting them are the 8 turnovers that Florida's turned into 11 points. They just got to calm down a little bit here on the offensive end and get open looks just like that.
Yeager can't hit. Saved by Robinson right to Clausen. Reynolds works through, kick it out, O'Neal. Got it.
Miara O'Neal brings the distance shot for Florida from that forward position. She really can stretch the floor out. You have to know where she is.
Can McDermott get going for UNI? Yeager the rebound. Had an open look, gives it up. Will hoist again and hit.
That's almost a screen from a handoff. Florida's going to have to go over the top of that because she'll let it fly from deep.
Can't keep her down for long. No. 1 of 2 with over 1,900 career points in UNI history as O'Neal traveled before the 2 bodies fell down in the lane. So a bucket and a stop for UNI as we hit the final minute in the first. It's been a program for the Panthers of consistency. 17 consecutive years of 500 or better within the conference. 16 straight years in the top half of their league. They finished key wins, some battles down the stretch, almost beat Auburn over Thanksgiving. McDermott off the curl, trying to start to heat up. Comes out of nowhere. McDermott has the steal and the lay-in.
Really good. Reed just gets a tip out. Easy 2 points for her, now with 8 points.
Most made field goals in a single season this year. 3rd most total points in the season this year. Dyseko on the drive, trying to create for Kyle, and it swatted away underneath. Momentum starting to swing a touch here. Shot clocks are unplugged. Clausen gets the assignment on McDermott. The leading scorer connects, rips the net. Maya's money. Final seconds here of the first. Reynolds downhill all the way, splits a double, doesn't go. A flurry at 5'6", but plays like she's 6'6" on the floor. Shakes loose of Reynolds. Laube, 3-point threat. Green still spaced out here. Now they look in the post for Yeager. Threw it away. Can't seem to find a rhythm. McGill, the trailer. Who's got it? Bodies tangle. There's the effort from Paige Clausen. Started as a walk-on, has been on scholarship. Early minutes for Paige.
Paige Clausen right off the rim. She knew it was coming off, and she chases the ball down to get the jump ball for her team. She and McGill almost run into each other, but McGill's got to back off because she knows she has those 2 fouls. Can't pick up another one early.
Getting her master's in finance, already has 1 degree. Be working on Wall Street next year. Paige Clausen. Right now, UNI in a zone. Diagonal feed for McGill. Into the corner, Warren. Book it. And a foul underneath. I believe count the basket.
So count the basket, but I think it's a backside foul on swim move over the top.
Shea Kyle picks up her first. That was just the first foul here in this quarter. First on Shea Kyle. Liv McGill had some early foul trouble. She picked up 2, the Gators' star point guard in the first quarter. McDermott misfires from long range, and Shea Kyle clears. Here's McGill, stop and start, and just slipped on the pivot foot.
The previous possession, Florida does a better job of trying to fight over the top of that screen to get a better hand in the face of McDermott. Not letting her get a clear look at 3.
How would you describe the debut year for Liv McGill? We talked about it at the Open.
I mean, it's been dynamic. I think, there's been ups and downs to start. She cleaned up the turnover count, which was really good. I think she matured as the year went on, but I mean, just a stellar performance coming out, making a name, and playing really, really well game in and game out. There really wasn't a game where she didn't show up to play.
SEC all-freshman for her performance this year. Warren dials another one up from long range, overcooked it. Reynolds got knocked down by Goebel. Laube still yet to get going. 3rd best percentage from deep in the country. So Panthers settled in this zone because of that size mismatch too, right?
Size
Brittany?
mismatch, and they like to switch it up. So they're still in a 2-3. I'd expect to see even more change up defensively. I know they'll run some 3-2. They'll run some other actions oftentimes just to throw off the offense, and they're going to have to do that against this Florida team.
And the antidote against the zone is to hit shots, and the Gators have struggled to do so from 3. Their last 4 games, 14 of their last 63 from the arc.
And another thing that they're doing, and they've kind of settled into it, is people back on a shot.
Here's Emerson Green, tips in on Salguez. Comes up with a loose ball.
Like immediately 2 are going back when a shot goes up.
McGill the vision, no look, Dyseko in the corner. It is off the floor for UNI. Laube inside for Goebel, trying to get that paint presence on the 6'6" Kyle, no dice. There's this transitional pace and NASCAR speed. Warren in a tight window, it's ripped away by Goebel. One of the best defenders in the Missouri Valley, number 5 in black. Wettering, train down the tracks.
And that's what they can do. They can turn over teams quickly because they change defenses and get back in transition and score quick. That's when Florida's at their best, when they're pushing the ball in transition, like you said, off of a make, off of a miss. When they can get down and not allow the defense to set up, that's where they're better offensively. What a nice take.
Taryn Morton with the bucket. And this with McDermott off the floor.
Morton again not afraid to go right inside, right at Florida's defense, takes the hit, gets the and one, potential and one. Like the body control.
Her junior year, averaged just over 7 per this year. One of her best games came against Illinois State in conference play at a career-high 18 points. Current career best season in points, and has played the most minutes per game of her career, over 20 per game. A 7-0 run. Each team has scored 5 here in the second. O'Neal asking for it. Cross court for Reynolds. Jitterbugs into a mid-range jumper. O'Neal utilizing that length.
Really
box
good.
Out from Yeager.
Really good rebound Then good defense by UNI to not allow her to get a good look at the basket, altering the shot. She had us kind of behind the basket when she took it.
Here's Wharton, might have the speed mismatch on O'Neal. And a foul. This is Wharton on her own miss.
But O'Neal's length comes into factor. She's able to close the gap even if someone has a step on her. Because she's so long, because she's so athletic, she puts her hands up and they shoot it back into her hand. She's able to alter those shots. And then she's just such a good rebounder.
Into a cluttered paint. There's some of those turnover issues we talked about for Liv McGill this year.
They might have dropped back into a triangle and two in that last possession, throwing a lot of things at Florida.
Did say that they would drift into that at some point in this game. Tanya Warren here in shoot around.
It wasn't a long enough possession, but it looked like someone went with the ball, but other people staying low in a zone position.
Just 32% for the floor for UNI. Solgang's corner pop.
Florida going cold kind of offensively, consistently, not able to knock down shots here in the second.
Gators just one of their last 7. Wharton from the corner. Dials it up from long range. 5-point burst in this quarter for Taryn Wharton.
With McDermott out, she's really stepping up offensively.
Making a 6-point burst. Had that and one before. 6-0 UNI run. Who's this to last the touch? It's McGill.
And right now, Florida can't find offense in that half court. It's really disruptive defense by the Panthers. Not allowing passes to the basket, drives to the basket. They're shutting them off, moving their feet. The momentum's all with the Panthers right now.
When you have a veteran team
yes, absolutely. They've seen a 15-point lead. They, not in their favor, and fought back from it.
There's Wettering, curls inside, cuts this to a single possession deficit. This is a quarter, only 2 minutes played in the second from McDermott as Reynolds travels. It's all Panthers.
Very cool.
Butler, March 31st of the semis, April 2nd is the championship for the WBIT. Gators went one and done, lost on their home floor to St. John's last year. First appearance for UNI. Backdoor, Laube ties the game at 29.
Really nice backdoor cut. Laube goes out to the three-point line, fakes like she's going to be there, and just cuts right back door. That is great team chemistry, really good offense by UNI.
Tanya Warren, the head coach of UNI, all the way down on the baseline with her hands skyward, saying, get your hands up. As Gaston has the bucket, ends a 10-0 Panther run. This game is settled down for both. Laube, dangerous downtown hit. She is a marksman. Best three-point shooter in the history of Northern Iowa women's hoops. McGill, air ball, out of play.
I mean, look at this backdoor play. It's just a nice backdoor cut. Florida gets completely lost. Really good read, and then the next possession, skip pass, cross court, knock it down, give me the ball, give me 3. 2 really good back-to-back offensive possessions for the Panthers. 13-2 run. Florida's got to find a way to get a stop defensively.
And perhaps Laube unlocking something. Her first made 3 in her third attempt. Inside, Goebel in traffic. Game is flipped on its head here in the second. Loose ball, McGill scoops it up. In deep, Gators go right back to their size.
And that's what they really need. They need to try to get to the heart of the defense. They're not allowed in there right now, but if they can get in, that opens up shots for Florida, that opens up their post players. But again, it's at this fun pace right now, back and forth.
UNI is playing at the Gators pace right now and excelling. McGill going in ISO. Gaston posting up. Dyseko tries her hand at a 3 and cans it.
And in that zone, Dyseko kind of stays over in the corner wing area. Florida got a little stagnant, but it paid off for them.
Meanwhile, the Panthers have hit their last 6 shots here in the quarter. Get a kickball.
So with UNI sitting in a zone, Florida kind of patient. Another skip pass. UNI's slow to get out to Dyseko, and she says, hey, I'm going to shoot that. I'm going to hit it, and I'm going to shoot it, and she's shooting with confidence right now for Florida. She's really stepped it up, I feel like, the last 10 games for Florida offensively.
Now McDermott runs the show. Dyseko gets the assignment, one of the Gators' best perimeter defenders. Wettering, shot clock is dripping down now to 3. Laube, long range 2. Goebel trying to claim the rebound and picks up a foul on Warren.
Yeah, if you're Florida, you put one of your better defenders on McDermott and say, hey, know where she is at all times. Fight over all screens. You have no help side because she's kind of how this team runs. So you need to slow her down.
Current career best per game has the best assist to turnover ratio in the MVC. This goes off the hands of Dyseko and a Gator turnover as that is now evened out after it was heavily in the Gators' favor in the opening 10 minutes. It's a 10th Gator mishap. Turnover for UNI after a first quarter that saw them turn the ball over 8 times as Laube on the drive floats it in.
Charge, lofts it up.
Warren trades paint. Goebel picks up the foul, so picks up her second in this quarter alone.
Right now, Florida's just trying to get out of this quarter. It has not been a good second quarter for Florida offensively by any stretch of the imagination. Nothing's really flowed well for them. You know, UNI's done a really good job of being disruptive on the defensive end, getting steals into turnovers into points, just not allowing them to get comfortable offensively and find their groove. And in doing so, is taking the lead.
Jariah Warren at the line. Warren in double figures here in this half. Career year for her, and they needed every bit of it this season. Senior from Lake Charles, Louisiana, former Louisiana Gatorade Player of the Year. Sort of how you feel this game should be a tie game right now, final 40 seconds of the second. McDermott, it's Reynolds who gets the assignment. Laube chased off the line by Clausen. Timer's on, looking for a friend. McDermott snakes to it. McDermott, a prayer. And the rebound for Wettering, who just rips it away. Bodies tangle. The shot clock should not have been reset.
No, it should not have been.
It went to 20. The ball did not hit rim.
I don't think McDermott knew how much time was really left on the shot clock because she shot that up with about 3 or 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Wasn't a really good look for her. She probably could have created a little bit better just with her offensive skill set. I just don't know that she knew how much time was left, the way that she threw it up.
In a half that the Gators have led for about 15 and a half minutes, most of that coming in the opening frame. Final 5 seconds now. Gators have to go to work. Warren comes to it. Into the corner, Clausen. She traveled. Gators didn't seem to have a plan there.
No, they had 17 seconds left, and I don't know if they couldn't decipher the defense.
Well, here's now Wettering, double clutch, half-court heave, almost went.
To get that lead back that they had, or does UNI just keep doing what they were doing in the second quarter, rolling into the third?
Well, the shot clock team, they're an ally of us because we started a little bit early before we got out of that highlight package, but the shot clock stopped things right away. The shot clock did not move. And we're underway here in the third quarter, all tied up at 38. Big run in that second from UNI, with most of it with Maya McDermott, their top scorer on the bench. Only played 5 minutes in that second. Laube, a long-range grenade. Wettering the rebounds.
Team, who's going to get more of those offensive rebounds? UNI did a really great job. Second, third chance opportunities that last possession.
Not a whole lot of paint touches for Shea Kyle. A miss around the rim. And this will head to the Panthers, I believe. You look at Shea, just 2 points on 1 of 3. Will be Gator ball here. Just 3 attempts from the floor for the 6'6" center.
Yeah, I thought they didn't really play too much in that second quarter. They kind of went with a smaller lineup, I think, to combat what UNI was doing. We'll see if they try to get it inside as they're looking to right now. But when it does that, Florida has to be ready to catch and shoot. You got to be able to pass out of a double team to catch and shoot.
They're denying it's Goebel who causes the tie-up. Goebel, all defensive team in the Missouri Valley, number 5 in black.
Goebel doing a really good job. They're playing physical down low with Shea Kyle. She's got the size. She has the height. They're looking to almost double before or right when the ball comes in. They want to play physical with her, push her off the mark. Don't allow her to post up deep. And when she gets it, they are sending multiple players at her. Try to get it out of her hands. That's where Florida has to be ready to catch and shoot.
Well, there you go. Right off the curl, Jariah Warren, right in front of her own bench. 4 of 6 now for Warren. Has been the bulk of the offense here. as Wettering skates in and steps.
Offensively and underneath out of bounds for Florida. They're patient, good screens. Warren gets open just enough to catch and shoot. McDermott behind because she gets caught on a high screen.
Jariah Warren, the Gators' best three-point shooter this year, 38%. Tough look into a double.
Yeah, that pass wasn't there from the get-go. They had already double-teamed Shea Kyle. Florida's got to see that.
Wettering doing everything she can to try and save that high feed from McDermott. Leak out, Kyle, rim run, and a deuce.
That's that time when not getting the half court really benefits you. It's a quick turnover, so you turn right around and get an easy two.
It's okay you didn't get back on
it's okay
defense, right?
that time.
See if McDermott can get going in this half. Number 0 in black. This is zipped wide of Goebel, but a foul. This will go on Jariah Warren on the hold.
Goebel tried to post up down low. You and I doing kind of a 5-out motion, but it also allows the cutters to be able to sit on the post and post up if they want to. They saw the advantage and got the foul. The Panthers really good at moving without the ball. That's why we've seen some backdoor cuts, step back three. I mean, McDermott's going to take that if you give her an inch. She's so quick to be able to take a step back jump, and then Florida can't gather the rebound, and UNI gets another look.
UNI now 4 of 14 from 3. They've hit a tray in 546 consecutive games in the program's history. Wettering, the lefty. Make that 4 of 15 from deep. McGill spoons it off for Reynolds, glides in, off the window.
And that's really what Florida needs to get back at this second half in this third quarter is push that ball in transition and don't allow UNI to set up defensively because it gave a lot of trouble that second quarter when they did.
Best scoring run since the first quarter. They've scored in the last 7. McDermott trying to find space. Works with the fellow fifth-year Emerson Green, rips the break, dips in, and causes that contact. Layla Reynolds, crafty from Emerson Green.
Yeah, Emerson Green does a really good job of just getting up and under the defense to find yourself in the foul line. On a drive to basket transition, you have numbers. It's a 3-on-2 situation. They've got to decide which one to go to. McGill holds onto the ball just long enough so that layup on the right-hand side is open.
Here's Green, dealt with an ACL tear in February of last year and didn't become a starter until the early days of February this year. Coming back from that injury, she was told as she was rehabbing that Falls, Iowa native. Reynolds again attacking the other baseline.
Play is able to get a back tip block.
Yeager gives it up loudly. How does she get lost?
That's a miscue. She is wide open. Florida defensively just leaves the three-point shooter. Miscommunication on the defensive end by the Gators.
Warren can't drill that one. So a couple of wide open looks on both ends from two of the best three-point shooters for their respective teams. McDermott, the vision, Goebel lays it in.
There, hands high, catch, good finish, good offense.
Warren triggers it up and drains it. A couple of dribbles to create space. That'll bring us to a sub-timeout. Lex Gassett coming in for Shea Kyle.
So on the inbound, she travels when she catches the ball. I think just taking a little step, trying to speed up, but no one was even really near her. They've got to throw that in. And Jariah Warren was trying to show her, hey, throw it up to me. Jariah was open at the Gator logo. Nobody was really on her if they just threw it up to her.
So a couple of turnovers. You have travel and then the 5-second violation. Heard Layla Reynolds say, that's us.
Kind of boxing out the basketball, letting it go out of bounds to Florida.
12. Now it's McGill will launch. Tap board to Goebel, who got fouled by McGill. That's her third. And it was Green in the fray who was able to volley that rebound free. As Taryn Wharton, who had a solid second quarter, will take out McDermott. Wharton has the switch. Goebel got tied up. They'll call it travel.
Good double team by Lex Gassett. She reads it. She's driving into that right-hand side. She's going to spin back to the baseline. And Gassett goes in there, goes ahead and gets her hand on the basketball, causes that travel.
Seen Goebel season. Also, 150 steals and 150 plus blocks in her career, as that is Gassett who lays it in.
Florida able to fend off the 1-2-2 zone press that they threw out. They're going to try to trap over here on this right-hand side, but they're able to beat it past. A good attack by Layla Reynolds, who Lex Gassett just slides right in the backside in front of Green. Green's going to have to step in front of Lex Gassett, not allow her to slip inside position.
All of a sudden, the stretch lead was 14 points. They came in the first quarter. McDermott quickly to the table. Goebel cruises in. They call a foul. That's Shea Kyle. That should bring us to a break. Under 5 media timeout. Gators up 8. 12-2 run for the orange and blue here in round 1. For 2000. They're making some history. 24 years in the making. As Riley Goebel was fouled prior to the timeout. Tanya Warren, the head coach, 3 sprinting up and down the aisles.
It's always fun to see what different bands do at different arenas. Isn't Arizona State the one that did like the curtain reveal?
As Shea Kyle gets the bucket, extends us out to 9. Whatever you can to distract the free throw shooter.
Yeah.
The home court advantage. McGill probing hands. Clausen almost traveled with it. No look inside. Gassett got it stripped by Laube out of bounds.
Really good find. And you see Lex Gassett saying, my bad, my bad. She tried to get it up quick before the defense could come. But you and I mean, they are so good at just collapsing real quick when the ball gets somewhere to try to get a tip on it or a steal. Move well defensively on the flight of the ball.
Clausen got to the rim, but just took an extra step. And it almost seems like UNI is exchanging bad quarter for good quarter, and now they're in the bad trend here in the third. Laube, long-range hit.
Florida gets lost. She streaked out on that play. She was ready for the ball, catch and shoot. Florida not ready defensively, getting back.
Second made triple for Kayla Laube. Most threes made in UNI history. They go right back to the paint. It's Gassett doesn't have the touch. Shea Kyle can't scoop it up. And Wharton out of the fray, got tripped up. That's another on Liv McGill. And for Liv, that's her 4th. She's going to have to come out. So the Gators star point guard in foul trouble with 4 personals, and Layla Reynolds most likely will now have to play the point guard here for quite a bit of time.
And so how does that change the offense for Florida and what it looks like? With Liv's ability to get to the rim, Layla Reynolds is going to have to do the same thing. Is attack the middle of the paint when she can, change the direction. And Layla Reynolds has every skill set to do that.
So Gators have UNI in the bonus here. 2 shots here for Wharton. That was the 5th team foul. Kaylee Ray Finley was trying to say that that's the 4th team foul of the quarter. So that is a big difference for the final 3:42. And as you see the pep band behind the basket, that's what Wharton has to deal with.
Let's see if they do something different the second time.
Usually they sprint up and down the aisles.
Yeah, that's what they were doing last time.
Whoop, whoop. Got it.
Says not today. No.
Most of this game. Warren throws it off the fingertips of Kyle, could not be saved.
Good defense by the Panthers. I mean, they played really great defense in this game, kind of clogging up the middle of the paint, not allowing Shea Kyle to get going, limiting drives.
A Jaeger bomb from downtown. Elise Jaeger makes it a 1-point game.
And the 3-point shot has brought Northern Iowa right back into this ballgame.
Just like that. That's the 6th made 3 here for UNI. Warren Laube can't lose her in transit, goes to the rack, gets a foul on Reynolds. See the veteran leadership of this team, led by a player like Cable Laube, second team All Missouri Valley. And her point of view to the pep band doesn't bother her.
Laube does not want this to be her last game in a UNI uniform. You can see they're fighting to get back in and take the lead now. Just a 1-point game.
Starts have come over the last few years. Has stuck it out, trusted the process. Not many have left this program. They'll get a foul here. Shea Kyle will get 2 shots. Riley Goebel, who's had that assignment on the 6'6" center, picks it up.
Has done a really good job on a much, she's undersized playing against Shea Kyle. And I think in that last one to say, there's not much I can do there. Shea Kyle does a good job of burying her down low and going towards the basket to get the foul.
3rd foul on Goebel, so she has to take a seat. Shea Kyle misses the first. Most consistent getting to the line throughout the season for the Gators. Shea Kyle was 5th in the SEC free throw makes and attempts. Much improved in this area. Off the ball, it's Wharton in isolation. McDermott the catch, no fire. Zigzags off the screen, snakes inside, off-legged floater. Reynolds takes it herself. Laube the strip, loose ball for Clausen. Another post touch, backdoor, post to post, Gassett falling away.
Really nice offense by Florida, athletic catch and finish.
McDermott turns the corner. Got it knocked out of her arms in that small 5'6" stature. Reynolds peels it out for Warren. That's her spot. Rolls in. Warren with 20 points.
Jariah Warren with 20 points. Kind of a quiet 20, just has been consistent throughout this whole game on the offensive end and defensively, getting in the passing lane. The senior 7 of 10 from the field right now, 2 of 5 from the 3-point line, and has gone to line 4 of 4. Really playing a great game for Florida.
Incredibly efficient. If you're into plus minus, plus 16 on the floor tonight. The Gators senior. McDermott journeys the baseline. Yeager comes up to give a screen. Laube dances left, works all the way to the rack. Big.
She denies it, goes back to her left.
Reynolds right to a high post flashing Warren. Amidst that double, somebody was open, and it was Reynolds. Couldn't finish. Gassett stick back, no. Reynolds got bumped underneath, no whistle. Will circle in and float it in.
Good extra effort by the Gators to get another offensive possession out of that.
Here's that fast pace we saw at the end of the first half. Laube, book it. Minimal space.
Laube says, I'm here to play. Give me the ball, give me buckets.
19 points for Cable Laube. Had 10 made threes against Pitt, was a career-high 34. Squeeze it in for Kyle, had it stripped. 2 seconds, Wettering. McDermott does not get it off in time, as it almost went. We're here in the 4th. Winner will take on the winner of UNLV and Hawaii. That's tipping off a little bit after this one. We're going to foul underneath. This will go on Layla Reynolds. That is her 3rd foul.
And really right now, the Panthers are doing a good job of kind of getting Florida in a little bit of foul trouble.
Remember, UNI was in the bonus with about 3.5 minutes left in the 3rd.
And that could be something, here in March, free throws. I mean, free throws are always important. I always kind of harp on that, especially in games like this.
As a team, 71% for UNI. Laube steps best percentage in the country. Cable Laube at 46%. Clausen. McDermott starts this 4th on the bench. UNI's top scorer, second most points in the history of the program. Look at the ball handling here from Wharton. Wettering slides in, contested floater.
Both top scorers are on the bench right now for each team.
Yeah, Liv
You've got
McGill,
Liv
4
McGill.
fouls, so won't see her most likely until later on in this quarter.
McDermott at the table about to come in.
There's Liv McGill, picked up that 4th pretty early on in the 3rd quarter.
Still being a vocal leader on the bench, engaged, ready to come in.
They've held her to just 6 points tonight. Came in 16.5, the team best. Reynolds, the Euro. So who steps up for the Gators? Perhaps it's number 13.
Yeah, around the defense. I like the Euro step to avoid the charge. But also you got on the floor here, you got Jariah Warren on the floor as well, who has that 20 points. So, I mean, 7 of 10. Put the ball in her hands. Get her open offensively, try to get her to knock down a shot or two.
Well, Brittany, Layla Reynolds just picked up her 4th, so you have your point guard and your backup primary, which is Layla Reynolds. Reynolds is a starter, but plays that point guard when Liv McGill is on the bench. Now she has to take a seat with 4 fouls.
You see Kinzastalga is going to come in the game and run that point position, most likely for Florida.
Number 6 in white, far side of your screen. Yeager has 1-3, gives it up. McDermott curls inside. Green has the green light into the paint, just lost it. "17 turnovers apiece tonight. Both teams just about even and capitalizing off those mishaps. Gassett in the paint, just rolls off.
That was a great give and go. Your post player pops out to that short corner, and then Lex Gassett just kind of drops all the way down, post to post action. Really good.
McDermott wide open, ring it up. Money McDermott.
Money McDermott doesn't need a lot of space.
Or a defender backpedaling
Yeah,
10 feet away
10
from
feet
her.
away. Yeah, she doesn't need a lot of space. If you give her a lot of room, she's going to take it every time.
Warren for the answer. McDermott the rebound. 1 possession game. McDermott another. No. Wettering skies high. Dyseko saves. No McGill, no Reynolds, so it's Warren who runs the show. Inside, Kyle and 1.
And late defense, they allow that pass to go in, and the double comes a little bit late. Shea Kyle does a good job of getting almost underneath the block area for the pass inside. You can see just stepping right in, big step across the back side of that zone, and the middle of the zone was late to recover.
That's asking a lot from your freshman, Elise Yeager.
And they've been fighting down low. They've done a really good job. Yeager has down low of just battling with a much bigger player in Shea Kyle.
Remember Riley Goebel, their forward all-defensive member of Missouri Valley. She
Coming
was
at
on the bench
table.
with 3 fouls. And speaking of the Devils,
Yeah.
she's coming in. Take out Yeager here. Number 5 in black.
Again, she's also been battling down with Shea Kyle.
Game for UNI. Gators looking for their first ever win in the 2nd year of this event. Green splits a double down the lane. Emerson Green coming all the way back from that ACL tear last February. 11 conference games in double figures. Big contributor. O'Neal steps down the lane. Got her own miss, snatches it in, will get 2 shots. O'Neal just screaming after that miss.
She didn't want to miss that shot going in on the first time, but when she does, she gets the rebound, powers up on the backhand side. She's just really good at reading the ball off the rim. You can see the frustration that she didn't hit the first one, but she doesn't make it, doesn't make the second one. She knows it should have gone down. I like the passion and intensity that she plays with.
Passion from the freshman Miara O'Neal from Houston, Texas. McDonald's All-American, one of those 3 on Kelly Ray Finley's roster. Recruited that high school level at a high level. Green accelerates inside, got it stripped and hiked out of bounds by Warren.
Good strong attack by Green, but then Florida comes with the defense, gets a hand on the ball, strips it off of the UNI, of Florida actually, so UNI gets it back underneath. Good strong attack, help side defense comes, and then Warren can't manage to grab the ball and go, steps out of bounds with it.
McDermott step back. O'Neal clears. Salguez. Warren leads the way with 20. It's a game high. Salguez corner three. Core fifth years for the Panthers, trying to keep their collegiate careers going.
Sticking with a 5-out type of offense, able to drive to the basket, trying to clear out.
One of those fifth years, part of that core that came on campus at the same time. Gassett, no look, over the shoulder. Poetry on the assist for Lex Gassett. 4-point win at home against Iowa State without their best front court player. Part of that core, 4 fifth-year seniors as Goebel lays it in underneath. And she will have the opportunity, Brittany, to have that 6th year, whether it's here at UNI or somewhere else. We wait to be determined.
That's a big loss for them in that backcourt. She brings experience. She was averaging her junior year, 16.1 and then 14.8.
Preseason All-Missouri Valley was a first-teamer last year. Both teams exchanging buckets out of the timeout. Green, bounce for Goebel. Well done.
Really good find. 2 go over from Florida. She's able to find the Lincoln post player on the backside, and Goebel finishes.
Now it's Warren starting to take over. Had a good look. It's Goebel who rips it away. Chance to tie with a 3. Still 4.5 to go.
Lots of basketball left for both these teams, and they're keeping the pace up, trying to slow it down a little bit to get the best look that they can. Florida double team at the top, wants to get it out of McDermott's hands. They don't want to let her make those decisions and get an open shot.
Yeager misfires, last touch, ties 5 rebounds. Ball maintains here with UNI. We have a foul away from the ball as Yeager got knocked down on the deck.
An off-ball foul, trying to push through a screen. I think she was setting a down screen.
And of note, Brittany, Liv McGill is on the floor here with 4:15 to go. She has 4 fouls, number 23 in white. So at some point, you got to get her back in the game. And here is the line in the sand here for Kelly Rae Finley to put her star guard back in. And this is a moving screen. Prior foul was on Jariah Warren, her 3rd. This will go on, I believe, Riley Goebel. If so, that's her 4th.
Yep. It's a big foul for UNI, who, she's really kind of been that forced down low.
Game with 4 minutes to go. Inside Kyle, swarmed by a double. Gassett again on that back cut.
Hey, that post-to-post, the double's coming in, and Florida's becoming aware of that point.
That's been the remedy, work between the 2 posts. Green goes for Wettering, squeezes one up and off. Rebound, spits into the arms of Jariah Warren. McGill uses a screen. Warren drives in amidst the tall bodies. Kyle rips it away. McGill. Loose ball. Warren able to save. McGill behind the back. Kick it out. Warren connects. What a sequence. 25 for Jariah Warren on her 3rd made tray, and it's up to 8. Costly possession for UNI. Gators used a lot of time. Wettering knocked down Gassett. Toss it to a cutting McDermott. Missed the reverse. McGill threads the needle to Dizeko. Ball zipping around. Warren, kick, McGill.
Great ball movement, though. By two back-to-back possessions for Florida.
A couple of Gators collided in backcourt as Wettering lays it in. Gassett and McGill. There's a crash between the two of them on the rebound. Right back to the post. Warren's wide open. Cans another! This is Jeriah Warren's night. A new career high with 28.
The senior does not want this to be her last game. She's coming in and playing lights out right now.
Stage here in the postseason. Her fourth made three gets her a new career night. Shea Kyle can't hit early in the clock, but Iseko snatches it away. Kelly Rae Finley screaming, no, pull that thing out.
Wants to burn clock here with just a minute left. We're up 9.
Kyle, big first step. Starting to stretch this. Shea Kyle fighting to double figures. Green, a quick. They stretch that lead with some of their veterans, Jeriah Warren and Shea Kyle leading the way in this final frame. Jeriah, 8 points in this quarter. Couple of huge triples down the stretch. That was the 15th foul, so now there will be free throws here for the Gators, and if they hold on here with 32.9, they'll watch that game later tonight. UNLV and Hawaii, both regular season champs in their respective conferences, to see who they might play on Sunday.
9:30 tip, should be a really good basketball game.
Gotta stay up late.
Yeah, stay up late for that one.
Liv McGill misses the first here, trying to keep that door open as UNI hoping to stretch out this game. They need a quick three on the other end. Big performance from Jeriah Warren tonight. Timeout, Tanya Warren, and that will advance the ball into half court. Of your screen as well, talking to Kelly Rae Finley. She's tied a career high, back-to-back games in double figures for number 3 in white. And that was the emphasis, right, post to post in this second half between her and Shea Kyle, utilizing that size. And Gassett, career performance. The redshirt junior. UNI needs a quick bucket. McDermott tried to throw it off Kyle, but it stayed in play. Shot clock is off. And I don't think UNI will foul. They will pull back, and the Gators will move on. Career night from Jeriah Warren. A couple of huge trays in this fourth quarter. And the Gators season keeps on rolling along to the second round of the WBIT. Final score tonight from Exact